Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Don't forget, coming up at 7 o'clock this morning, Kirby will have the weather and the traffic in the news, and then we'll kick it over to Joe for him to reiterate it. That's at 7 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, Curbs left me kind of hanging today, didn't she?
Joe, I just wanted to be supportive because this morning coming in, I was like, honestly, it's going to be a morning for Joe. And you're coming off your birthday last night, and I don't know what you were up to. So I'm just trying to alleviate your load of work this morning on a Friday.
Well, and you did say you're exhausted from Joe's birthday.
I'm so exhausted from your birthday yesterday, Joe. I don't know how you feel.
That was my biggest concern, how you were going to feel today.
Well, okay, honestly, can we talk about the snow, though? Like yesterday afternoon, it was coming down hard. And so I knew today was going to be an interesting morning.
And it will be. It's like, I think, Joe, you nailed it with, if you can work from home, and a lot of people can. I mean, if you have that ability, and how nice is it on a day like today?
I think what's happened as I've gotten older, like many people...
because you're a year older now.
I'm a year older.
And wiser.
Wiser, apparently. But we've just dealt with this so many times. Like, March is just a crazy month. It always has been. I mean, we had dry pavement for most of March this year. And then all of a sudden, we get a dumping of snow. Some parts of Manitoba got hit exactly as was suggested by Environment Canada.
Like the Riding Mountain area.
Yeah. They got hit hard as was expected. And we've got less here in the city than was expected, but the weather knee called for that yesterday, and we're going to get a little bit more today. But the road conditions, I would have to believe, in some open areas, we've got everything from bare in some parts to blowing and drifting snow. Big End reported that I think the highway's closed up by him in that Dauphin area, as you said, Riding Mountain.
He's saying buses, or he just got
waiting on that. Or did he get the word now?
He said he just got the text, buses canceled. That's his area. He's Dauphin area?
Yeah, he's out in that Riding Mountain, Dauphin area.
Yeah, that makes sense, because looking at Manitoba 511, like that whole Dauphin area, like all the roads are closed.
Yeah, but Highway 1, going west, there's going to be some issues there, either partly snow-covered, blowing, drifting snow, swirling snow because of the winds, too. No surprise with any of this today. Outside of in the city, you're going to find it hard to decide if you're in a lane.
Yes.
And there's some areas that are already feeling a little sloppy, and that will happen as they get more traveled. And there's some areas that are still quite slippery. And I noticed early this morning, with not a lot of traffic, there's already people driving at quite the reduced speeds. You're going to be dealing with that today.
Let us know how the perimeter is. Have we had? I don't believe we've had a report on that, and a lot of people use that, obviously, on a daily basis. So I'd love to get a report from the perimeter.
Right now, most of the highway reports are going to find are on Highway 1 or Highway 2. So leading west are seem to be most of the problems. And you're going to see less traveled stuff like the perimeter have some icy conditions.
By the way, Big End's area where there's no school buses is called Mountain View School Division.
Right.
So FYI there. It's a heavy snow, too. I was out with the...
thick.
Yeah, it's a thick, wet, heavy snow. I was out with the snow thrower multiple times yesterday. Just to keep up on it, and even did it bright and early this morning, got the driveway cleared. So, yes, you're going to find if you're shoveling, bend those knees. That's a heavy, wet snow.
Nice little tip there.
Yeah, hey.
For real.
Bend the knees, baby.
Also, brush your damn car off.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because literally that stuff is quite dense, and like you need to make sure you have a full view.
Okay, we're all over it. Like stink on a monkey, like Cosmo Kramer once said. Joe's got it. Kirby's got it. The double team today. The mega powers.
I'm not used to this.
You have more, Joe. You just remember that.
This is how unions get started, Kirby.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
This one came in yesterday for you, Joe.
Hey, I don't have a bone today, but I do have a birthday wish for Mr. Joe Aiello. I'm sure he's got a lot of them today. He's a very popular, very likable guy. And I'll say this. I used to work in media buying, and that's how I met Joe, and I've met him a few times at various events, and we always chat a little bit. And, I hadn't seen him in a long time, but then last year at the Burt Block party, I feel a tap on my arm, and it's Joe, and we chatted for a little bit. And I'll say this about Joe, man, he never forgets anybody, and he never forgets a face or anything like that. So happy birthday, Joe. I hope it's a good one.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you very
nice.
much,
Very
yeah.
nice salute to a good guy, Joe Aiello.
Thanks to everybody who took the time yesterday. I appreciate it. Birthdays are important, I've always said.
And you had Chinese food last night.
I did. Actually, I was surprised. The boys both made it over, so had a little visit. Saw a great movie on Netflix. Ray Romano wrote it, directed it, and starred in it called Somewhere in Queens. It's a great little comedy drama.
I think it just dropped, yeah.
Kind of resonates. It was an Italian family, of course, but it was about the kid playing basketball coming out of his shell. It was kind of a neat story, but it's on Netflix if you're looking for a bit of a sleeper.
Could have brought some Chinese food leftovers in, bro.
Nothing. No leftovers.
No leftovers.
No.
That's a hell of a shift for you guys. Wow.
Yeah. Mama
Did you-
ordered right, I guess.
Did you have cake?
Of course. Gotta have cake.
And did you read your fortune?
No, you know what, Curbs? I did not read my fortune.
On your birthday?
Yeah, you know what? I forgot all about the fortune cookies. Mind you, maybe I didn't want to look that far ahead. Another birthday. That's
right.
One day.
Big N wants to talk about tailgating.
These people on the highway who insist on following like 10 feet behind you. And I'm meeting vehicles, and I'm seeing the same thing. Jesus Christ, people, back the hell off. At 100 kilometers an hour, there are hundreds and hundreds of deer everywhere right now. There's coyotes that are crossing the highway all the time. I slam on my frickin' brakes. You're going to be so far up the ass of my truck, you're going to be sitting in the cab. Back the hell off. Sorry, but it's serious. Rock on, Big Ed out.
Yeah, tailgating.
This is serious stuff.
Yeah. When you have to say it's serious, you know it's serious. Thank you, Big N. Okay. With the snow comes slower driving, drive to conditions, all that stuff. This guy not very happy.
Yeah, here it is. It's March 27th, 2025, and it's the first time it's snowed here in Winnipeg because everybody's crawling. The is wrong with people? We live in a winter country. Why the can't you drive in a little bit of snow? If you're 40, you've had your license for since you're 16, say 20. Let's just say from 20 to 40, you've had a car. That's 20 years. 10 years you've been driving in snow. 10 years experience. You should be good at it. Why the do we have to do 5 kilometers everywhere we go? Every time it snows!
Okay, well, nobody's doing 5 kilometers.
Well, you're not in the guy's vehicle. You don't know.
That's right.
You're right. I don't know, but like, we hear it all the time. Like when we get a big snowfall, people are like, "Oh, we all forget how to drive." But it's like, it's dicey out there. This morning we're hearing that like you can't even see other lanes. Like,
I'll give you the consensus right now on the Boston Pizza text line. Some people are saying we're playing make up a lane out there, that game today. There's
That's
a
a
few
fun game.
people frustrated with how some people are driving way below the speed limit. They were getting a little bit of that today, too. And we're getting quite a few people wondering where the plows are.
Yes.
There's quite a few
Yeah.
people asking that. And listen,
I didn't see any.
we have all kinds of people listening from different facets of work. But if there's somebody out there that is from that department, if
Update
there's
us.
a reason, we'd love to pass that along for you today, too.
What the schedule
Because that's
is.
coming up a lot right now. Where are the plows?
Perfect. This might be the worst news to come out of the snow day and all the snow we got.
Well, it's Thursday afternoon. I'm looking outside the window and seeing something I don't want to see. And it's supposed to be all day tomorrow and Saturday, I think. So if that's the case, I may stay home all weekend and drink my beer at home.
You don't push it, old Eddie. You don't look, Kirby's important and having a beer with her at the Legion, we know that's important, especially to Kirby, but don't push it. If you can't get out, you can't get out.
You know what? It's better to be safe than sorry.
I think you'll be okay, to be honest, tomorrow. I mean, this is going to start to slow down by tonight. And I don't know if Eddie has to walk to the Legion or not, but that might be a little dicey for some people, walking conditions. But if you can get out tomorrow, Eddie, a little fresh air never hurt.
us know.
-3 tomorrow with the north wind.
Update us Monday, old Eddie, on whether you made it out. But again, whatever you feel comfortable with. Let's wrap with Lisa and say this, man.
Lisa.
She's always on top of it. She touches on everything. She's right on top of the weather here and street closures.
I wake up to you guys every day at 6 in the morning.
Oh.
All I heard was we're getting a big snowfall from Alberta and Saskatchewan is going to hit us around 2-ish. And I heard they shut down Louise Bridge.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of semi-trucks everywhere.
Oh.
Almost got run over by a Pinto.
What?
A Pinto?
And then I was going to make chili.
Chili.
I'm really good at cooking.
Yeah.
Kidney beans, and I bought tomato sauce. But I'll try to cook a chili by myself and see if they're lying to me on the Weather Network.
Uh-oh.
A big blizzard. Till Saturday. Good. I'll sit in my igloo.
She put a positive spin on everything, Lisa.
She did. And I'll tell you what, chili's a great snow day kind of food, right?
She eats it a lot, I
She
will
eats a
say
lot of
that.
chili.
Like, we've heard a lot about the chili recipe, and there's no judgment. Chili is a solid food.
I'll tell you what,
I
though.
just love that she, hits it up a lot.
A couple of calls there were suggesting this was going to lead into Saturday, but this will taper off later today here in the city.
Listen, old Eddie and Lisa have set themselves up to be inside tomorrow,
That's totally
too.
good.
Okay?
Stay home all weekend.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
I mean, that idea seems interesting, Kirby. You brought up off air that Coca-Cola and Red Bull are looking into technology that'll provide a self-cooling can.
Yeah, it's called a cool can, and basically it comes with like a little button that is on the bottom of the can, and once you hit it, it's like this mix of salts that can cause a cooling reaction, which then freezes the can, not like freezes it, but chills it to a point where it will stay cold for you to drink for up to 45 minutes.
Going to take the world of koozies right out of the, those can koozies.
The koozies are huge. We
Yeah.
give them why would you come up with this
technology
Kirby,
now?
you know what? And why are we making it public? Because we do give away a lot of 92.1 City koozies every summer. So forget the cooling can. Stick with the City koozies. Honestly, though, 45 minutes, there's no beer that's staying in my hands for 45 minutes.
No.
Ever.
Okay, well,
you put me on a golf course or at, for example, the Burt Block Party, it's lucky if it's in my hand for 12 minutes.
You know what's interesting, though? It's not a beer company that has come up with this technology. It's Coca-Cola and Red Bull. And also, it'll be interesting to see, how on the side of the windshield washer fluid jugs, it tells you what the temperature, it's workable, what the temperature would be for these cans to stay cold for 45 minutes. What would be the given temperature? It's 30 above 45 minutes, man. That can's not going to stay that cold.
And my main thought when I hear this is price. There's no way this will be cheap. If you're buying cooling cans, that's got to be a price point. Like, I'm looking at a picture. It's got an on-off button on the bottom. Like, are you kidding me? Is there Bluetooth availability on this, too?
Okay, in situations where maybe you're camping and you don't have room for your six-pack in a cooler and you want to splurge on these drinks and have them on hand, and then, boom, they're instantly cold and they don't take up room.
I'll tell you this right now. Your biggest mistake right there is there's always room for a six-pack of beer when you go camping.
Okay, I'm
And-
just trying to think about situations where you would need an emergency cold can.
It's called leave the protein at home, and you bring the beer.
First thing I do in our camper is load all my beer in the fridge, and then my wife goes in there and goes, like, serious? We got food to put in the fridge. You've got 18 beer in here. It's gonna
That's
have
what
to...
the styrofoam cooler's for, the hot dogs.
Wow.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
780 City, 780-2484. If you'd like to be our next contestant on the name game, feel like Kirby nailed it quick last week, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the magic that happens on the name game. It just came to me.
That's what's so great about it. Let's find a contestant right now. Good morning. Would you like to play the name game?
Yes, sir.
All right. How old are you? Always start with that.
26.
A young gun, baby. 26 years old. We'll enter that into our formula here. I'll start with the questions. 26 years old. Do you prefer to be the driver or the passenger in a vehicle? A question from earlier this week on the show.
I think I'd rather be the passenger.
Okay.
Really? Okay,
Nice.
very good.
Okay. Favorite cereal. Are you a cereal eater at all?
I guess I'd have to choose Vector.
Vector, nice pick. That's my cereal, too. Delicious.
It's got the protein in there.
Okay, we now shift to Kirby for her questions. Go ahead, Kirbs.
Okay, so there is plenty of ways to enjoy ice cream. Like you can get soft served, you can get, like a blizzard or a sundae. What's your favorite way to eat ice cream?
From the cone.
From the cone.
Ice cream cones. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost in, before this snow came, it was beginning to be ice cream
Honestly.
cone, walking around type of weather.
And then last but not least for me, are you somebody that shows up late or do you like to show up kind of early?
Kind of early.
Okay, early bird gets the worm.
It's a tough one to admit. I like being late.
Well,
Yeah.
I've come to learn that I am that person.
You've come to learn. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you definitely are not what
Thanks
we
to you,
would
Phil.
call, you're not what
I'm not early.
No, that's right. You're not on time. Punctual. Punctual is the word I was looking
All
for.
right, Joe.
All right, now that we're done finding out things about Kirby,
Hey, I thought this
I'm
was a
trying to
name
figure
game.
out.
It's
yes,
all part of the process.
I have to refocus.
Yeah, refocus
What is
there.
your lucky number, my friend? And is there a reason why it's your lucky number?
Do I have a lucky number?
Yeah. Do you have a lucky number?
Not really, no.
Okay, that's fine. If you could learn another language, maybe you know another one, which would it be?
Portuguese.
Portuguese, okay.
Okay. Our questions are complete. Time to guess your name. Brandon.
No.
Not Brandon. Okay. Austin.
No.
Not Austin. Kirby.
Are you a Liam?
Nope.
What about Michael?
No. My stepdad's name.
Your stepdad's
Got
name is
the
Michael.
Stepdad or stepson?
Stepdad.
I guess son. He's only 26. I mean, he could have a stepson.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with John.
Nope.
Old school name. And my next guess, I feel like it's an old school name for a 26-year-old. So I'm going to say something like George. I don't know why.
Nope.
Okay.
How about Adam?
No.
Tyler?
Nope.
Are we in the ballpark with any of these?
Tyler is in the ballpark.
Tyler was
is.
in the ballpark, like in terms of it starting with a T?
Yes.
Okay.
Travis.
Yep.
Not bad. Not bad.
We just needed to, it's all part of the process.
It's magic. It's unbelievable. I am blown away. We do this all the time.
Wow.
And whenever we nail a name,
Wow.
Yeah.
it's staggering. Are
Yeah.
you staggered, Travis?
Yeah.
Your mind's blown.
He's
Yeah, he gets speechless.
Absolutely
No kidding.
speechless. We don't blame you.
Don't question the magic, Travis. Just go
Literally
with it.
Hey.
speechless. Okay.
Magicians don't
There
tell their
you go.
secrets.
Oh, we will never tell. You have yourself a good weekend, Travis. Thanks for playing the name.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Be a good person.
Rate or review this show wherever you subscribe and get PJK into more ears.
I don't know if you guys have sleep problems, but a behavioral sleep specialist that deals with disorders has come out with this article. This was on CNN, actually, about wearing socks to bed. Some people call it counterintuitive, but wearing socks to bed can actually, apparently, lower your body temperature and help you fall asleep faster. So if you have problems going to sleep, have you tried this?
How does it lower your
Could you?
body temperature? Because wouldn't that just make your feet warmer?
I don't know. Core temperature begins to drop as the night goes on, preparing your body for sleep. So I guess by making your feet warmer, you're increasing the blood circulation to your feet, resulting in a lower core temperature, according to the
That's
article.
interesting. I don't sleep. I could not do it unless I'm under the weather. If I'm battling a cold or a bad cold or a flu, I'll throw the socks on and a hoodie on, and I got everything. I'm bundled right up in bed. But day to day, no way. Can't do socks.
You become a
in bed.
UFC fighter like you're in training. Got it all set
Sweating
up.
it out.
Garbage bag.
Sweating the sickness out.
I swear by the sweating it out, man. Vicks everywhere.
Well, that's what people do is they put Vicks on their feet and then they put socks on.
But
Yeah.
otherwise, day to day, normal day, I cannot wear socks. I'm taking my socks off when I get in from work. It's like I take them right off.
Honestly, Phil, you and I are the same when it comes to that. I hate socks.
Mm.
Like, that's why sandal season is upon us, and I am pumped.
I feel like women in general wear way less socks than men.
I dislike them. But, there's, like, a whole thing right now where the young kids are rocking, like, the high-top socks with the sandals or, the
It's
white
been going
Nikes
for a couple
and-
years now.
No, for sure. Like, I like the look, and I rock it myself, but I hate socks. So the moment I get home, they're off.
Yeah. So I'm a no-go on the
I'm
socks.
not sleeping with
Joe,
socks.
you got the socks in bed?
No, I don't wear them around the house, socks. Even like in the winter. If I have to take Stewie out in the backyard so he can do his thing, I just put the boots on. I'll be wearing shorts a lot of times in the house. But I understand where this is coming from because if you have bad circulation, it's usually going to feel it in your feet. And if your feet are cold, you have a harder time falling asleep. So it makes sense to me. I just don't know how many people actually do that. Sleeping with socks on.
Boston Pizza text line. Socks 24/7. Is that Daryl Aubrey? It's got he loves the socks.
I can't have somebody in the bed with me either that has socks on. Like,
well, yeah.
There's a no sock policy.
Unless
like,
they have long toenails that can cut you.
Oh,
Which
then they
some
wouldn't
guys
be in my
read a
bed
sheet.
anyways. Dear Lord.
Some men. My wife will bug me. So
Get
you gotta
those
cut those
daggers out of here.
gotta-
But honestly, there's nothing worse than like having that wool sock
up against your leg.
Like,
Yeah.
get that out of here.
Mm-hmm. So no socks in bed for all three of us.
Yeah, for
But there's
us,
a lot of people on the Boss Pizza text line that are like pro socks.
There's people talking about menopause. There's people talking about diabetes affecting circulation. You know what, though? The one thing that's been a game changer now, and you'll see a lot of these ads pop up in your social media, are the less elasticized socks that are out there that help with circulation.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of people use those just to keep their feet warm.
Yep.
I'm more concerned about this person on the text line that says, I don't even wear socks when I play hockey.
Oh, yeah, bare feet.
A lot of guys will do that.
It's
Yeah.
very common.
In skates?
Very common.
Paul Coffey made it.
Very common.
Wait,
Are
Paul
you
Coffey made it pretty famous.
In skates?
Yeah,
Well, why not? It's
There's-
another footwear.
I-
These are
never-
$1,000 a piece skates. They're
but
very
you're
comfortable.
on ice.
Yeah.
I have never heard such a thing.
Well, hold on a second.
My mind?
You just wore
Blowing.
sandals the other day out in the cold elements.
Yeah, but I'm not skating around on a blade on the ice.
Their foot's more covered than yours.
Yeah. That's a very true. That's a good
I
point,
just
Joe.
honestly, I guess I've never thought about that. That just blew my mind.
What about shoes in bed? Does anybody wear shoes in bed?
I like to rock a
I
pair
like
of
to be
shoes.
ready to go first thing in the morning.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Public transit is the topic here in today's completely useless question. This was a Canadian survey done about public transit users. They were asked, what is their biggest pet peeve? 65% said this was the number one answer on the public transit system, their number one peeve.
65%. So
Across Canada.
Okay.
Wow.
Hello, city.
Cleanliness.
That's a great guess, but it's actually not in the top 5.
Oh, too bad. Sorry, man. Try again, though. You can always hang up and try again for corn tickets. 780 City. Good morning.
Morning. Let's go with Kirby today.
Gerbs, what do you think? I don't know when the last time you jumped on a bus was, but was there something that stood out?
Yes. It was people talking on speakerphone.
Oh, good one.
Oh, that's a real good one, Kirby, but not in the top 5.
All right. 780 City. Hello.
Hi, could I use Kirby as a lifeline, please?
Back to
You know
back,
what? I'm going to
Kirby.
backtrack, and I'm going to give Kirby the number 3 answer for the speaker, because number 3 was limited personal space. So that
Okay.
way we'll consider that, you're in somebody's space when you're hearing their conversation. So good answer. Sorry about that.
I'm going to say it's food related, like somebody eating something next to you that's like messy or smelly.
No. Heading home after that Jets game and brought your tachos with you.
Yeah. I'm not throwing those out. So
No, you're not.
Damn right I'm going to have them
Phil
on the
would
bus.
have never, ever thrown those out.
I'll just offer them to other people. You want to dig in? Hello, city.
Hey, is it the price like the fare?
Fair is number 5.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
780 City, 780 2484. Good morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
Good, man. You got a guess for us?
Yeah, is it not letting the elders sit down?
No. Doesn't say anything about courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Good answer, though. It's a good reminder.
Corn tickets up for grabs. Hello.
It's not running on time. So it says it's going to be there like 8:08, but it's not there.
Schedule is number 4, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Schedule. So we've got 3, 4, and 5 covered off. Limited personal space, schedule, and fare. 65% of people said the number 1 answer was what when it came to public transit, their biggest pet peeve.
Hi there.
Hey, is it like safety? Like they're worried about being like in violence or whatever?
No, actually, safety's not in the top 5, which is good. That's good news.
That is good to hear, yeah. This is across Canada. 65% of people said this is their top complaint about public transit.
Yeah.
Hi, City.
Hey, let's go Red Dragon.
Comfort. The seats aren't comfortable.
Number 2.
Wow.
I thought I had it.
Uncomfortable
Comfort.
seating. Number 2.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
I mean, like buses back in the day used to have like that like fabric on the seat.
Yeah,
I
that-
prefer no fabric, honestly,
The
because
blue
fabric.
vinyl?
Yeah, I don't know what's been on that fabric and how often that fabric's getting cleaned.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
fabric
right
and-
now, vinyl was easier to clean than other options of cleaning.
Yeah.
And where else could you get legible writing on a bus seat unless it was blue vinyl with a Sharpie?
How would I know otherwise if Nikki's been here or not?
Yeah.
Hi,
Or
City.
who she loves.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good morning. Can they take Phil for a lifeline?
Phil hit number 2. Kirby hit number 3. Who's got number 1?
Temperature. It's cold in here. It's hot in here. No air conditioning on some buses.
It's not about temperature.
Sorry,
It's
man.
No, that's a great
it's a good
answer.
guess, because in the summertime you always got somebody trying to yank the window open in the
Yeah.
back.
I know where you're going, and that's in the right direction as far as you're in close quarters here. You're on a bus. You're sitting by the window on a bus. It's cold.
Hi there.
Hey, is it the smell?
It's not the smell of a bus. No.
It's getting close, though.
It has to do with people being on the bus. So you guys are kind of warming up.
Hi there.
I'm going to say people's personal hygiene.
Yeah. Let's go with hygiene.
yeah.
And specifically what they were talking about here wasn't the smell. It was more about like coughing and stuff. Well, especially nowadays.
Well, yeah,
you're in
in
close
tight
quarters.
quarters.
Easy to pass along viruses and that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
I was going to say the people that hit the door, like the door's not opening up quick enough for them, and they're always yelling at the bus driver, like, the door's going to open eventually.
You have a lot of. I forgot that you took the bus from our old workplace, so you have a lot of experience with taking the. I can tell you got a lot of answers here from
Got
your
a
days.
lot of experience
your days
over here.
taking the bus. Yeah,
I'm a retired transit user.
Sorry,
I only had the top 5 answers, but door yelling is not one
I'll
of
give you
top
the
5.
other answers off air.
I can't
Joe.
wait.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
I mean, listen, I'm a little bit surprised by the amount of people who swear by wearing socks in bed. Mm-hmm. You brought it up that a story about it and how it can lead to better sleeps, and both Kirby and I are like, no way, no chance, not unless we're sick, and we're getting tons of reactions saying, I always wear socks in bed.
Well, it was a sleep disorder specialist, I guess, that got this going, and a lot of people were suggesting counterintuitive is the case when it comes to wearing socks to bed, but it actually lowers your body temperature and helps you fall asleep faster. So this study showed that men who took the survey, who slept in socks, fell asleep nearly 8 minutes faster and slept 32 minutes longer than those who didn't, with less waking up during the night.
Huh. That's interesting. I'm finding as I get older, maybe it was always the case. I don't know, but I never really would try it. The less I wear, and I don't want to gross you out, Kirby, but the less I wear in bed, the easier I sleep.
Good
So
for you.
I used to have like the pajama pants that that I would
And
wear
now
to bed.
they're gone.
And now I'm just going, undies or whatever, like something less than pajama pants and a shirt.
I hope you are sleeping better than ever.
His swimming trunks.
I wear swim trunks.
Sweats.
I wear a Speedo to bed now, and holy God, do I sleep well.
Everything.
And so does Stacy.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Just in case, you like to get up in the middle of the night.
Walk around.
Things are packed tight this way.
That's the only thing I don't like about sleeping with Les, is I like to walk around the house at night and make sure there's
That's why you got to have like a house coat nearby to
home
just
invasions.
throw on. But
That's a good call, yeah.
there's a lot of people saying they have specific sleeping socks, like designated socks for sleeping.
Less tight elastic, I'm guaranteeing.
Well, yeah,
you
you don't want to cut off your circulation in the night.
And those are quite available now because of diabetes being so prevalent. You can buy socks with limited elastic.
So like loose
yeah,
around your calf?
Loose around the calf, yeah.
Okay.
I do this thing in bed where, like, because I don't wear socks, like, to get my feet warm, it's like a little cricket. You know how crickets...
You rub them together.
You're rubbing your feet together.
I really think you should try the socks in bed. It sounds like your feet are cold. You're rubbing them together like a cricket.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Starting a fire in bed.
Why wouldn't you
rubbing
give it a
those
try?
2 twigs together?
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.
Hey, guys, I didn't get to this in the bone phone. It's guilty. He has a question for Dr. Hockey, and I think it's worth a conversation because we're at that point in the NHL season here.
Okay, just thinking out loud here about our Dr. Hockey, the Vinner, the Vin Man, the Vinnerino. Anyway, okay, we all know the Jets got an amazing team. I say they're going to win the Cup every year for the last 11, 12 years. But who are they going to play, Vinny? Dr. Hockey, if you nail them, who are the Jets going to play in the final? Let's see, so we can start lining it up and figuring it out, doing some analysis. Who is it, Vinny? Talk to me.
So I'm more that's a good question. Dr. Hockey listens. He's up by now. He's made his rounds. His friends in the apartment building and everything else. So I would love to hear his take on who's going to come out of the East. But I'm more interested right now in who I'd prefer the Jets to play in the first round. And I would love for St. Louis to pass Minnesota.
Well, it's getting interesting. They're on a heater, right? LA's been on a bit of a run, too. We don't know what Vancouver brings, but they're here Sunday afternoon. This weekend. I
would take Minnesota or Vancouver way over St. Louis in the opening round. The Blues have won 8 straight. They look very good. People are already talking about that year where Berube was the coach.
And now Montgomery.
They came out of nowhere, St. Louis, and went to the Cup final.
Well, they beat us in the first round as a surprise that year, right? Listen, very positive around this Jets team right now within the organization, too. But tonight, got whiteout conditions already. New Jersey in town tonight. And only a few tickets left for that game tonight. I don't know about Vancouver on Sunday, but the team's been drawing really well over this homestand, right? So, interesting. People are catching on the vibe.
Call me crazy, but I have a funny feeling. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I have a funny feeling about the Leafs this year. They've been so good for so long in the regular season. You've got to believe they've got a run in them at some point. And I love Berube as a coach.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Playoff tested.
And how about this? They don't have to face the Bruins this year. That's the one team that was their there's some good teams in the East, but the Bruins always seem to get in their way, and they're not there this year.
The East is tough.
All I care about is getting to wear white.
No doubt about it. You're not the only one. Yeah. There's a few people out there.
I am already assembling my whiteout outfits.
White pants aren't easy to find, Kirby.
This time of year, Joe, they're on sale. Are you kidding me?
Okay. We got to go shopping together.
What do you wear? Like, should I wear white Levi's or should I wear white slacks?
The tighter,
cotton Dockers,
the better.
Yeah, the tighter the better on me.
And hey,
with white pants.
You know who you're talking to. The lady who created the limited edition, non-sanctioned, blue whiteout Winnipeg Jets dress.
It was blue. It was a sundress. It was non-sanctioned.
Non-sanctioned.
Non-logo.
Non-sanctioned.
But it is the shade of blue that the Jets use.
She was so excited
for the
about
whiteout.
The opening of the playoffs a couple of years ago that she wore her blue Non-logoed sundress.
Unofficial.
I got it. Winners.
Yeah, that thing sells out fast
Okay.
though. When that gets...
I mean, I don't even. It's out of It's as a season. I've had it for 2 years now.
If anybody's trying to Google, it's the limited edition.
Good luck finding it.
Non-logoed Winnipeg Jets whiteout blue dress.
Blue sundress.
Limited edition.
Let us know if you can find
I said
one.
that already.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Yeah,
There's judging going on in the room?
judging me because I didn't hear you because I had headphones on.
Whoa. Joe Aiello, of all the things you could say Joe would do or not do, I'm here to say this right now. I'm going to vouch for the big guy. He would never.
Of course you would.
Well, you should because she's lying to you. She wasn't wearing headphones.
He would never judge somebody.
Okay. Yeah. Well, debatable. But I'm going to say I had my headphones on, Joe, and Phil was waving at me to take them off. I took them off, and then you just shook your head at me. So what is that? Is that judgment?
No.
No, I wouldn't call that.
No.
Judging would be him like you...
How do you know it was about you? I was just shaking my head.
Always about me.
No, I wasn't judging you.
Judging?
I was actually reading something on my computer screen that just made me shake my head, which I won't get into.
Like if you decided
thought it was about you.
You decided to like take off for work early and in his mind it's a poor excuse, if that would be judging you. Like, you know what I mean? I don't because you didn't hear me. You were working over there. You're doing working on the podcast. He would never do that.
You're claiming that the man that said you should be the employee of the month before March is even up.
Yeah.
You did say
now
that.
I'd be judging.
And what was that for again?
Because she was working hard. She helped me out with some traffic and weather stuff.
You know what was funny? Just to turn the attention away from Joe versus Kirby for a second. Yeah, Kirby, yes, please. I was thinking this the other day as I was coming into work, and I meant to bring it up on the show, but hey, PJK Extra is good as a spot, a good spot to bring it up as well is what I'm trying to say. I was thinking to myself, if there ever comes a day where Joe calls me up and says, Aubrey, I need your advice on something. Think about that for 1 second. This is the man who so many people in this province, and I'm going province-wide, go to him for advice. Joe's not that guy to call because he's, he is the advice guy. What about, like, Kirby, if you think to yourself, what if he called you up one day, years from now, Kirbs, I need your advice on something.
I'd be like,
wouldn't that be cool? I would be so honored if Joe needed my advice on something.
The man you called Padre yesterday is now you're calling me a judge.
I would be a little hesitant if Joe called me up for advice. I'm going to be honest. Me in particular, I don't think Joe's going to advice for it.
It came up.
I would honestly be like, are you okay? Have you
Kirby,
fallen and hit your head?
I treat you like you're one of my own family members. Okay?
Yeah.
I do not judge you. I was actually shaking my head.
Padre.
I know. I was shaking my head at something else. You just assumed it was about you, but
would
no,
you ever, just for my benefit someday, though, please do that. Call me up and pretend you need my advice on something.
For sure,
it would mean the world to me.
You know what? It'd be the world to him.
Mean the world to me.
Okay, but like it would be not too far out that he would ask you for advice on something. There is some crossover there.
My apologies, Kirby, that you thought I was shaking my head at you.
You're still on the judging thing?
Come here.
I don't want
you big slice.
We're going into the weekend.
Hug it. You got a hug. She's not much of a hugger. She's offering a hug.
That's true.
I tried to hug her once. She looked at me like I had the Ebola virus.
Yeah.
Like that was a little weird.
I came in for the hug. We got some really good news at work here, and I was so happy. I jumped across the table to get a hug, and I swear to God, I'm like,
still not over
I'm
it.
smelling my armpits. I'm like, is there something happening here? Because it got awkward.
I'll tell you right now, if this man right here, who I consider a good friend and a hypochondriac, if he ever came in here with good doctor news, he's not coming to you for a hug anymore.
No,
not after that cold shoulder you gave him that day with the radio station. We found out we were the #1 radio station in Manitoba, and he came in for a hug. And I'm telling you, it was like...
That's what it took.
She crawled under
the... make #1.
She crawled under the desk. She's like, no, hug, no.
Still haven't recovered.
That's PJK Extra.
For more Philly Joe and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.